Matt Rule just does not have a clue on how to run an offense.
Luke Getsky should be fired. He should be fired today.
I'll stand by you. Micah, bro, you got smoke.
Welcome to Faze Fantasy Live with your host, Lonnie Z.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is Faze Fantasy Live, and I'm your host, Lonnie Z. Along with me, as usual, is my boy, my partner in crime, Jake Hansen. What's going on, Jake?
What's happening? Week 2, let's go.
Exactly. Week 2, let's go, man. There's a lot to talk about today. We're going to get this in and out with we're shooting for 45 minutes, so we'll see if that happens. You know, Jake and I can go a little long sometimes. But right off the bat, last night's game, man, it was a pretty good game. I had it all wrong. I had the game all wrong. I took Washington to come in and upset. I thought that they would win by 3, and they end up looking real flat. And hey, Mike, if you're out there listening, Mike, hey, man.
He's in Green Bay right now. He's in Green Bay.
Oh, is he?
Yes, sir.
Did he go to the game last night?
No, he didn't. No.
Well, if he listens, which I know he does, I was wrong, Mike. And the Packers defense looks way better than I thought. I mean, maybe it's because Parsons, but they had my boy Jaden Daniels on his heels all night, man. And so they look good. Their running game was still, they haven't really got that going yet. And I think Jordan Love missed a couple of, man, he had some shots to Golden that he should have hit, and he just missed Golden twice.
Wide open, overthrew him.
Yeah, this dude runs 4.2, and he's overthrowing him. It's like, come on, bro. You guys need to work out together a little bit more then, right? Because that was unfortunate, especially since I did cash in the FanDuel, just a small little chump change, but I cashed a little bit, and I would have cashed more because I had Golden on that team. And if Golden catches those 2 touchdowns, it's a whole different story. But yeah, the Packers look good, man. They look like they're for real. Their defense looks good, and their offense looks like it's just, coming around. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I agree with you. Green Bay looks good. They still don't go like a powerful offense. I think they just do whatever they have to do to win. I think they could really kill somebody if they wanted to be honest. They could really just rack it up. Their defense is solid. Even losing Kenny Clark, I know they got Parsons, but couldn't really run on them. Green Bay looks really good. They're really are a top 2 team in the NFC for sure. Like they dominated the last 2 teams that were in the playoffs last year, Washington and Detroit.
I can't go that far.
And the Vikings are
in the NFC
right now in the first 2 weeks. But we'll see what
the
second
NFC
week does.
Or NFC North.
NFC
in the
I
NFC.
would say, NFC, so I would say top 3. I would say top 3 in NFC.
So who would be the other 2?
Let's see this week.
No, that's true. We will have to see this week, but that's a bold statement there, buddy.
The way they're playing, they're pretty solid. No, they still got to play. They still got to play Philly coming up, and they got Vikings, and they got Detroit again, and they got Chicago. We'll see.
They do look
solid.
Good, though.
They're solid. But Washington, they I don't know. Their defense don't look as strong as we thought. Right? I mean, me, the first 2 weeks.
And what about Jaden?
Jaden Reed is gone. Jaden Daniels, he looked all right running around. I thought he would have had a little more yards, but he's a good player. I mean, man, Daniels is good. He tried to do as much as he can to stay in there. They don't have really a running game with Eckler. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
At least, he's out for the season. Jaden Reed is out for at least 2 months.
Yep, 5 to 6.
So now whoever got Bill, whoever drafted Bill that we've been talking about, Bill McCroskey, he's going to be the number 1. But now the St. Christian Rodriguez will be there also. So
yeah, let's talk about those injuries real quick, man. Eckler, they think he tore his Achilles and he's out for the year, pretty much. That's tough, and that leaves McCroskey, Krosky Merritt, and Jeremy McNichols, man, was the other guy who was active. In 2 weeks in a row, Chris Rodriguez has been a healthy scratch, so I'm sure he'll be there now.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're looking at Nichols as a number 2 guy, and then Jaden Reed, like you said, man, he really caught that touchdown. The penalty called it back, but he went out on a bang. I felt bad for him. He just seems to can't catch a break. Him and Christian Watson, they're always hurt, bro. So he's out for, like you said, about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, a couple months. And then George Kittle, he hasn't been officially put on the IR yet, right?
Yeah.
But he's like
4 weeks. He
is officially on the IR now.
Officially 4 weeks. Yep.
Yeah. So he's going to probably be out 6 weeks at least.
Yep.
When they say 4.
Yep.
And then Purdy, he's going to be out for at least the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
And they're monitoring him with that toe. The toe's the thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, oh, he has a shoulder injury. Huh? He has a toe injury. What? He played the whole game.
That's your 49ers, man. They don't like
But he
to
played the
disclose
whole
anything.
game. He played the whole game without issue. Then the next, it was, he had shoulder. Now he's out. Like, oh,
yeah,
man.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Playing
and then Mac, hey, at least you guys got Mac Jones, bro. But the big story, and I think the one that most people want to hear about, is Brock Bowers. He got banged up, like we said last week, and you said after the game he was like, "Hey, I'm good. We're good. I'm gonna be fine." And so he's limited today in practice, and he's still on the injury report as questionable. So everyone monitor that situation before the Raiders game on Sunday, because if they don't have him, they pretty much don't have a passing game.
No.
If I'm just being honest. I mean, they got
Jacoby Myers look good, and but he's a big one.
If you have Jacoby Myers, this might be a good week to start him.
Yeah.
Because he's probably going to get a lot of looks. But as far as the major injuries, that's pretty much what happened with them, this week with all the injuries. Now, let's get into this week's slate. And let's just go down this list, man, and pick these games, pick some overs, some unders.
Let's do it.
See what we got. All right. So the first game on the slate is the Ravens and the Browns, and they're playing in Baltimore. Man, the Ravens are 12.5
Yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy even that the Browns did not look bad that last week, or the Bengals just looked like crap. But that's what kind of gets me, I was looking at that line today and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Man, that's really, I was looking at FanDuel stuff and just seeing that players. I'm like, man, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. That kind of makes your brain think different. It kind of makes you think different. Then it kind of screws you.
Right.
I was like, man, I don't know if I trust that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I got the Ravens straight up. I don't know about the 12.5. I mean, they're capable of it. And I'll take the over. It's 44.5. What about you?
I would Ravens, and I'll take the over, and I would take the over. But I think the Browns are going to give you a tougher game than that. I mean, they didn't look too bad last week. I don't know how Flacco's going to look with the Baltimore's defense, but
right,
the Bengals are not the Baltimore's defense at all. So they only scored 16 points. So, I know the Browns are trying out the new kid that they just signed. I don't know if he's going to play Judkins, but really,
John.
Yeah, really there's really nobody on the Browns side I would want. Other than maybe their new tight end. I was looking at him today. Fannin, yeah. But, I mean, you got Njoku. He had 6 touches last week too. But, I don't know. It's tough. Browns defense looked really good last week. But I would never shy away from Lamar. And I would never shy away from Derrick Henry.
Exactly.
Then I think about Zay Flowers. I'm like, I don't know. Those boys last week with Cleveland put the lock on Higgins and Chase.
Yeah,
Gordon, they put the lock, and Newsome Jr., they put the lock on those boys. So, if anything, I'm going with Lamar and Derrick Henry.
No, I agree. And if I had to run it back with anything, maybe a little bit of Jerry Jeudy, because Keon Coleman he had a great game against
That's
that
true.
defense.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
a little Jerry Judy and Njoku. I'm never scared to run
Yeah.
Njoku out there.
No.
You know, and I know Fannin, a lot of people were like, they were asking me in my chat, hey, should I go with Fannin's name is getting brought up. And people have been asking me, should I trade for him? Should I pick him up? What should I play him? And my thing is, I think Njoku is still there, bro.
I
It's
know.
not like he's gone. It's not like he's hurt. So
It's
I
a week to
wouldn't
week basic thing. It happens every year. There's the first week somebody goes off and then it just doesn't happen again, you know?
exactly. No, I agree. All right, Jaguars, Bengals, 3.5 point favorite. It's in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's the favorite, 49.5. I think it could be a 50-point game. I could see like 27-24 or something like that. I could see that happening in this game. I like the Bengals in this one, but it should be a good game, man. Um, who do you like? And I like, I'll tell you, I like all the guys. I like Jamar Chase to have a bounce back, Joe Burrow to have a bounce back, Chase Brown to have a bounce back, even T. Higgins in this one, I would be okay. Um, you know, so I'm good with all those guys, and I'm also good running Travis Hunter out this week,
Same here.
and I'm not, I know Lawrence had a bad game, but I'm still not scared to run Lawrence out, and I like ETN, and Thomas Jr. I'm good with all those, and someone you picked up off the waiver pissed me off, Brenton Strange. I think he might have a good game this week. What do you say? What are you seeing in this game?
I agree with everything that you said. Bengals the 3. The over. I'm gonna go over. Jaguars are gonna have to have a little more spark on offense. I know they had a big rushing game and all that, but they have to have a bigger spark with the Bengals if it's what we think is gonna happen. Last week I said I'm not using the Bengals no more. I'm not using Burrow. That was because last week we picked him and we would have did something. They would have did something. And this week seems like the week to use them. This is the week that seems like to use Burrow and Chase, and maybe not Chase Brown like a stack like that, but at least like a Burrow and Chase Brown, or a Burrow and Jamar Chase, like one of them two. And I like Travis Hunter this week too for some reason. I don't see Brian Thomas Jr. not getting anything better than last week. I see him doing a lot better this week. And Travis Etienne Jr., I was actually doing like a 10 o'clock lineup this morning, just kind of messing around, seeing what's on there. And I picked Travis Etienne Jr. Until you show me that was a fluke, you got to go with him at 6,100, 6,200, whatever he was.
Yeah.
I had 130-something yards last week,
Yeah, I agree. All right. Bills Jets, 6.5. The Buffalo's 6.5 point favorite. 46.5 is the over. That's a high over. I got the Bills, even though it's a high over. I got the Bills and the over. And so, what about you?
I got the Bills. I'm doing the under. I'm going to do the under, but I still think it's going to be just a sock'em game, like going at it offense-wise. But I don't know. I just have a feeling it's going to be an under. I just have a feeling I get a lot more field goals than anything. That's what I'm looking at, But I think the offense is going to roll, but I just see more field goals. I think Justin Fields, again, actually, when I was doing that, I think Justin Fields this week, Lamar, he did whatever he wanted against the Bills.
Yep.
And I see Justin Fields doing that. I see Justin Fields running a little more this weekend. I like Wilson. I like Breece Hall this week. Henry went off against the Bills. Breece had over yards last week. I like Breece. The tight end for the Jets is hurt. They haven't said if he's going to play yet. He's questionable. I like Allen. I like James Cook, and I like Keon Coleman. It's hard to go with a tight end with the Bills right now. I mean, like you said last week, they went to Kincaid, and all of a sudden, crickets.
Nothing.
So
I know, but at least he got a touchdown.
Yeah. But I mean, there's big 3 on both sides that I don't think you go wrong. And I'm really looking. I mean, if we do stuff again this weekend, and I know we will, me and you, I like Justin Fields a lot. just because his
Yeah.
legs, man. Just because his legs.
Yeah, I do too.
Like I really like Burrow. Like I really like Burrow like this week, but I'm like, you know what? For 5,000 less, 6,000 less, let's go with Justin Fields because you know he's going to use his legs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree. All right, Jets, Cowboys, interdivision rivalry. It's always a tough battle with those two. It's in Dallas. Dallas is a 4.5 point favorite. 44.5 is the over under. Who do you got?
I think Dallas by 7, and I'm going with the over. And Dak, I got something to say about Dak real quick. But Dak, I like Javonte Williams this week, and I like Lamb, and I like Pickens this week. I like both of them this week. Something about Lamb. I think Lamb, he dropped some stuff last week, and I know he knows he has to go. And on the Giants side, neighbors, that's pretty much what I think right now. I don't know. And Dak, everybody was like, "Oh man, that was MVP of performance." The guy only had I seen today, he only had like 100 and something yards passing. You know that? Like 170 or 80, and I was like, okay. But we'll see this week. I just really think that Dallas probably could come out and go crazy on them. I think so. I just got a feeling.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Cowboys. I like the over. No, I got the Cowboys and the under. My bad. I like the under. But as far as Dak, and I agree with all those guys you said. But as far as Dak is concerned, I think he looked really good. He looked real good. He just didn't get a lot of yards, but
No.
he did look good, and that could be because they had a little more running game, in their opening game. So I expect more from the passing game, though. I'm with you on that. All right, Patriots and Dolphins. They're in New England, and it's a 43.5 point over and under. Miami is a favorite by 1.5 points. I got the Dolphins in the under. I think they're going to bounce it back, even though they shouldn't. The Patriots should win this game. For some reason, I just feel like the Dolphins in the under. And if I was going to take anyone, man, I think I'd fade this game altogether, other than possibly if he's cheap enough, Travion Henderson, maybe. I don't even know if I'd do that, man, to be honest with you. I think I'd fade this game as far as fantasy and daily fantasy right now, today, because to me, all the prices are way too high for any of these guys. What do you think?
A little different. I'm going I'm going New England. I'm going the under. Anybody on Miami, I'm a little shy from. New England's defense is not no slouch. I know it was Genty's first game last week, 19 carries, 30-something yards. Like, we seen some stuff that he did that, okay, as a rookie, but New England's defense is solid, right? I like Drake May this week. I mean, if Daniel Jones is going to go off with 30-something points, I think Drake May is going to have a good game. If he uses his legs a little more, I like that. And I like Travion Henderson this week, actually. I do. Seen last week he had some good breaks and all that, but I can see him having a bigger game against Miami. And Hunter Henry, tight ends are hard, especially with Kittle gone now. And they don't really have a backup tight end that you're like, oh, I'm going to put in. So you lost a tight end this week. Hunter Henry had a good game last week against the Raiders. He really did. And I seen Drake May go to him a lot. He didn't go to the receivers as much as he went to Hunter Henry. So he went to Bote. If Bote plays, I know he's hurt. But Hunter Henry had a good game last week for him. So I think the Patriots are going to win that game. I think it's going to be I don't know. Maybe the Dolphins come out and they just turn it around quick. I know they had a closed-door meeting after the game. And let's see if it helps. But if they're going to have an okay season, they need to snap out of it quick. Because if not, they're just going to down spiral out. And Mike McDaniel's going to lose his job.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Niners, Saints. Niners are favored by 7. And they're on the road again. So they start their 2 games on the road. This all had to come out before the Brock Purdy information. These lines I checked these lines today though, and this is what the line was today. 7. 40.5 is the over under. You're not gonna like this 2 weeks in a row. I'm gonna go Saints under. But the only thing is the Niners defense with Robert Saleh back looks they're ball hawking right now. At least they were the first game. And I think that could be a problem for the Saints. But man, Mac Jones, he could be, he's had his games where he's good, but I just think they've lost so much. Is Juwan Jennings playing?
He's still questionable.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even have him on the report, but
no, but he's questionable. No, he's questionable. I don't think they got his CT scan back yet.
yeah,
He
so
hasn't practiced. He didn't practice today, or he didn't
See?
practice yesterday. I'm sorry, he didn't practice yesterday.
And if I had to pick someone from this game, I'd take McCaffrey as long as he's healthy. I'm taking McCaffrey on FanDuel. It's kind of expensive, but start sit, you know, redraft. Yeah, McCaffrey. You run him out there. You can go ahead and run. Hey, I don't know about in FanDuel, but in redraft you have to run Kamara out there. But this defense looked pretty good against the running game last week. So, um, and then maybe someone like Rashid Shaheed, um, Juwan Johnson, and I don't know, Chris Olave. I don't know. I guess you could. I probably would fade him. He's probably too expensive on FanDuel. And the 49ers, like I said, it's basically, but tons, man. Uh, I don't know. He might be good, bro. He might. He had 3 catches. He caught that touchdown, which I liked because he looked aggressive. And he's going to be getting. I don't know if he's going to get Kittle like targets, but he looks pretty good, man. He looks pretty good. We'll see about that with Jennings.
Well, they said he practiced
But
today. He's trending up.
yeah,
If Jennings play, that's big. Like you were saying, it's hard to throw a back out there with without no targets. They're already down to just Ricky Pearsall.
right.
McCaffrey had 10 touches he had a bunch of catches last week. I see McCaffrey having just catch after catch after catch. So if you're going to play anybody, it'd be McCaffrey right now, and Ricky Pearsall. But
Yeah.
it's hard when you have nobody else. If Juwan Jennings plays, then it can be a little different. Look, I can't go against him 2 weeks in a row, and I wasn't gonna go against him. Purdy was gonna play and Kittle was gonna play. I wasn't gonna go against him, and now it's like, gosh, man, like you lost your main receiver right now. I mean, yeah, Pearsall's there, but Kittle was their main one, and he's out. Juwan Jennings, we don't know for sure, but he did practice today. So if they both play, it'll be a lot better. It'll be a lot better. I mean, I'm going to go for the Niners. I'm going to go with the under, though. I'm going to stick with the under. I like Rashid Shaheed this week because Najibba Smith last week had a great game against the Niners. I see Rashid Shaheed more like him than Chris Olave. You know, he can spread the field more of a slot receiver. And you know that the Niners do a good job against running back. So I don't know. I mean, I would play Kamara just because he catches the ball in the backfield, but on the Saints side, it would just be Kamara and Rashid Shaheed. And on the Niners side, it would pretty much probably Pearsall and McCaffrey. I just don't know about Jennings. I hate to say something about him, and then he doesn't play.
Yeah, I agree. It should be a pretty good game, but well, like I said, I got the Saints, you got the Niners, and I don't blame you for taking your team. If you did that 2 weeks in a row, I think your daughter might even think you were crazy. She went, "Daddy, what are you doing?" All right, so we got Seahawks Steelers. Steelers are favored by 3, 41.5. I got the Steelers, and I have the over in this. Old man Aaron, man, he might be a streaming option in FanDuel. I wouldn't play him in redraft, but depending on what his cost was, he might be a streaming option against the Seahawks. The way that they looked, their defense isn't bad though. It really isn't. But Aaron looks like he's playing with a little chip on his shoulder, and I think Mike Tomlin might be just the guy to get it out of him. You know what I'm saying? And so I got the over on that. I got the Steelers For fantasy, this might not be a bad week for DK. It's a revenge game for him. And Aaron Rodgers is all about that. So I think Aaron's going to try to help him get revenge on his old team.
Yep.
And as far as running backs, I wouldn't mess with any running backs from that team. And to be honest, in redraft, I have both Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet as a backup. And I'm like, who the hell do I play? You know, I'm going to run Walker out there one more week and give him one more week and give him a shot. And if he doesn't, then I'll probably pivot from that. But and then Jackson Smith and Jiba is probably the guy. And I wouldn't mess with Cooper Kupp yet until he starts showing me something. And I don't think it's his fault. I just think the Niners were tough, and the Steeler defense didn't look too tough last week, though. But they're facing a whole different type of offense. They're not facing a mobile quarterback either. So that's what I got. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. Pittsburgh, the over. You're right. It's not the Jet. It's not Justin Fields and all that coming to town. So, Pittsburgh's D didn't look what they usually look like though. But Jalen Ramsey and all that though, they did look good at the back end, and at the end of the game they look good. But yeah, I don't know. I see something different with Darnold on the Seahawks. They maybe could think a little different. Can't really take anybody on the running side. It's a coin flip, and sometimes coin flips don't work, man.
Right.
And sometimes they do, but Najib Smith, I like him on the Seahawks side. Pittsburgh side, I like everybody. I don't know about Rodgers this week. Seattle's defense is tough. It's a good defense, but
yeah,
I think DK is going to want to do something, and I like Jonnu Smith this week as the tight end on Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree with that Jonnu Smith one. Rams Titans. I just think the Rams are going to win this game. They're 5.5-point favorite. Their defense is pretty solid, and they're still going against the rookie quarterback. I like the under, though. It's 45.5. I like the under. I like the Rams. I like Kieran. I like Puka. And then maybe Pollard, even though it's a tough run defense, though, man. I don't know. I think I'd probably fade Pollard. In FanDuel, I'd fade Pollard for sure. I might even take the Rams defense this week in FanDuel. So that's who I like.
I agree with you, Rams. I'm going to pick the under. Puka is probably one of the top receivers I've seen on the 10 o'clock game. I mean, probably with all of them. I mean, Chase is at 92, but I like Puka this week. Guy had over receptions last week, over 100-something yards. So, and I like Kieran. I like Puka. Devontae Adams, he's going to have a big game. It doesn't hurt to throw him in there. And there's really nobody on Tennessee side. I would probably take the Rams this week, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I agree. Bears Lions. I like Detroit. I like the 4.5. I think they're going to get it a little right. I think Green Bay has just a better defense than I gave them credit for. So I think they should, 45.5 is over, or 48.5 is over. I like the Lions and the over. I like Amon-Ra and St. Brown, and they are in Detroit, right? Yeah. See, I thought so, man. The sheet that I have in front of me is it's wrong. So just check me, make sure I'm good. But I like the Lions over. I like St. Brown in this one. I do like Jahmyr Gibbs 100% in this one. The way Jordan Mason ran on these fools. I mean, he didn't go crazy, but it just seemed like he was just gaining whenever he wanted for the Vikings the other night. So I like Jahmyr Gibbs. And then from the Bear side, I'm still good with Rome Odunze and DJ Swift. I mean, not DJ Swift, DeAndre Swift. And even DJ Moore, they didn't use them as much, but even DJ Moore, I'm good with those guys. They're, especially in fantasy, in FanDuel, they're probably kind of affordable, some of those guys. So if you're looking to fill a roster, you might be able to fill them with like a Rome or DJ Moore or something like that, DeAndre Swift. What about you?
I think Detroit's going to have an offensive game. I like Gibbs this week, big time. I like Gibbs. I like Amon St. Brown. Laporta, I'm still kind of a little hesitant about. Just been weird with them from last year to this year. We don't know yet, but I got Detroit to win this game. I got the over. I still think I like Caleb Williams this week. I like Rome this week. I didn't think Caleb played bad at all last week.
He didn't.
No, Swift. I think Swift. He could have a good game. Detroit. Last week with Jacobs, he had a great. He had an okay last week against them. But like the main guys, I like Odunze, I like Williams, and on the other side, I like Gibbs a lot this week, and I like Amon St. Brown.
Cardinals, Panthers, 6.5 point favorite are the Arizona Cardinals, and I believe they're home, right? 44.5 is an over under, and I like the Cardinals in the over.
Arizona.
I like the Cardinals, the over. I like Fitzgerald, Kyler Murray in this one, McBride, and Connor. Now, you may be able to get Trey Benson if you wanted to, but it would take an injury for him to have a big role or something like that, or some garbage time. And on the other side, the Panthers, I do like Tet, and it's probably the only one I like on the Panther side right now is just Tet. What about you?
Cardinals over. I don't think they'll win by 6.5. I think Cardinals will keep it, or Panthers keep it close. I like James Conner this week. He had a great game last year against the Panthers. I think he will again, barring injury. I know that they want to use Hansen more. I mean, he just had more speed coming out of the backfield, but I like Conner. I like Marvin Harrison. I like McBride. McBride only had 3 catches last year against Carolina, though. But, Kyler's got to get them going. And I don't even know if I want Kyler this week, but he's not having diarrhea this week. So last week he said he had diarrhea. Came out and said he had diarrhea. So I would go with Kyler. I would go with Conner. I would go with Marvin Harrison. I would go with McBride. I mean, the Panthers didn't really show any defense last week at all. 18 Jr. had over 130 rushing yards. So, like I said, I like Conner and I like Tet on the other side coming back home. He's coming back home. So,
yeah,
I like Tet this. So,
all right. Broncos and Colts. Who do you got?
I got the Broncos. I see Bo Nix getting out of his little slump last week. Colts defense looked pretty good though, but or it's kind of hard, I guess, with Miami. We don't really know if that was the real Miami team, but Colts defense did look good last week though. They're probably the best defense team in the morning. I like Jonathan Taylor against Broncos D. Broncos D didn't look as strong as I thought they would, and I like I like Michael Pittman and them again. He looked good last week. He did really good. Touchdowns. Hopefully his injury is not holding him back because he did have a tough game last week. But then I like Courtland Sutton. I'm not really, don't really know about the running backs yet. They were splitting carries and J.K. had a touchdown. Can't really throw too much on that yet. But I like the Broncos to win and the over.
Okay. I like the Broncos and the under just because the Broncos defense. But man, maybe before game day, I might change my pick on this one. But right now, I'm Broncos under. We'll see what Daniel Jones could do. I don't know. He's kind of an inconsistent guy anyway throughout his career. I do like Jonathan Taylor, even against that run defense. Jonathan Taylor's just, on FanDuel though, his price range is going to be way too much. But if you're redraft, of course, Jonathan Taylor. Maybe.
And it's in Indy. It's in Indy.
Okay, well, maybe Warren, the tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as the Broncos are concerned, I do like Bo Nix to have a bounce back week. I do like Courtland Sutton. If you're looking for a value or a bargain, Marvin Mims. He's a big play waiting to happen. It just hasn't happened yet this year. So yeah, but I do got the Broncos, and I'm taking the under, even though they're on the road. Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs are favorite by 1.5. 45.5 point over. I got Eagles. I got over, and I got Jalen Hurts, and I got Saquon, and I got. That's about it, man. Hurts and Saquon. I don't trust any freaking wide receiver. I mean, every year we draft AJ Brown either at the end of the first or right at the turn of the second. And every year you have to wait in between games before he starts cashing for you. He might have one game where he gets 30 points, but he'll have 4 games that he don't even get 10 before he gets that 30. And what happened week 1? He had his first target was in the second half or something. Just ridiculous, bro. I know they won a Super Bowl, but he's a stud, man. He's a star. You got to get him involved a little bit more. So I can't trust their receivers. And on the Chiefs side, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I take any Chief right now. I'm not. I still, you know, think it's going to be a competitive game. I just don't know what Chief to take because who's going to show up? Is Travis Kelsey going to get some fountain of youth stuff going on? What the hell's going on? So I don't know. That's my take on that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly. I'm gonna go with the under. Um, yeah, the Chiefs aren't honestly a fantasy football team. They aren't. Yes, they go Super Bowls, but they aren't. Mahomes had a great game last week. One of the best probably teams or games he's had in years. Um, you just don't know who to go with, Pacheco or Hunt. Worthy. He tried to come back, but I don't know if they didn't even say if he's going to play this weekend. Hollywood Brown, and on the Philly, I would go Hurts, Barkley, and Goddard.
All right, just a few more, man. We're rolling through this. Vikings Falcons in Minnesota. 4.5 point favorite are the Minnesota Vikings. 45.5 over under. I'm gonna take the over and I'm gonna take the Vikings. I like Jefferson again this week. If you're streaming quarterbacks, this is not a bad week to just give the kid a shot. JJ. Um, I like Jordan Mason a little better than Aaron Jones, to be honest. And in this one, man, I think Hawkinson would do better. They didn't go to him that much in the opener against Chicago, but I think he'll be in the scheme a little bit better. On the Falcon side, I do like Bijan, of course. You got to like Bijan. I don't know if Drake London's playing or not. He's still questionable, so I don't know if he's going to play. If he does play, I like Drake London. And man, I want to go with Michael Penix, especially because Caleb still had a good game, but I need to see a little more out of Michael Penix. And against that, the Vikings like blitzing defense, it messes with quarterbacks. So I'd probably fade Michael Penix. And then bro, I'm looking for Kyle Pitts to have a good game, you know. So I don't know. I might take a flyer on Pitts, but that's what I got. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I've been thinking about the game. I just the Falcons. I mean, they look good to lose 2 games in a row, man. I mean, good to lose 2 games in a row. But the Vikings defense still looking good. I don't really have anybody. I like Bijan. I like and if he's not hurt, and I like Pitts. They need to use Pitts a lot more to keep London upright and to keep London getting some stats. I need to use Pitts more. I think like they need to use them a lot more. They used them last week and they look good. The Vikings side, I like Jordan Mason, and I like JJ. Hopefully they could use Hawkinson more. That was a little shock for me, but I like JJ and Jordan Mason more than anybody, and I like the over.
That's the Sunday night game too. So it's prime time. So the Vikings 2 weeks in a row on prime time. Buccaneers, Texans. There's 2 Monday night games. I hate when the NFL does this. I like the Buccaneers and I like the under. I do like Nick Chubb. And I think I know I picked under, but I think Nico and CJ should have a better game and a bounce back. So I look for them to do well. Man, maybe I should have went the over. But I have the under. And then I like Mike and I like Emeka Ibuka. I also like Baker Mayfield. Am I missing something? Is Bucky Irving a little banged up, or because I'm seeing some reports? Should you start Bucky Irving? Like I know he didn't have a great game, first game of the season, but a lot of people didn't. You got to start Bucky Irving. I mean, you got to run Bucky out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do like Nick Chubb too. Yeah, Buccaneers and the under. Well, what do you got?
I'm gonna go Houston and over. I think Chubb's gonna have a good game. I think Stroud and Nico's gonna have a good game. I think they're gonna show up Monday night, and I like Mike and I like Hamek, and I like Bucky. Atlanta showed some stuff on defense last week. The run defense was pretty good. I mean, I was watching that game, and there was really nowhere for him to go. But I'm Bucky this week against Houston. But I'm going to go with Houston this week and the over.
Gotcha. All right, last game, Chargers, Raiders. The battle, of the West. Man, they used to have some battles, bro, back in the day. These two teams. And maybe they will again.
Daniel Thompson and them, boy, I used to beat the games, man.
And they are at Vegas. They're in Vegas. The Chargers are 3-point favorites. 44.5 is over under. I got Chargers and I got the over in this one. And a lot of that has to do with, I like Aston Genty. If Brock Bowers plays, I don't care. If they run him out there, they think he's healthy enough. I like Bowers. And that could change my whole pick, too. If Bowers plays, it could make it a little more competitive. But I still think the Chargers got a little more firepower and they're, a little more organized. And this is a week you could play Jacoby Myers, too. On the other side, I know there's a lot of hype about Quentin Johnson. Show me again, Quentin. I do like Quentin Johnson, but I don't know if I like him in this game, but he's going to show me again. I like Ladd. I like Herbert. I like, Amarion Hampton. We're going to have to see. Maybe the Chiefs defense was just tough.
I don't think I could not pick the Chargers this week. They looked good last week. I thought the Raiders looked okay last week also, but I just think the Chargers look different, man. They look different playing the Chiefs this past week. So, Justin Herbert, yeah, you're right. Amari Hampton, I don't know, but I would go with them. And I like Quentin Johnson this week. We'll see. It's kind of hard not to go. To go against him. I know Ladd had a bad year, but him and Ladd, I would go for both of them. The Raiders. We know what the Raiders defense had last week. Really, I don't know. I don't know. New England didn't really look too sharp. And on the Raiders side, Chargers are good defense, man. And Brock Bowers did not practice today. He says that he's trying, but Chargers defense is crazy good with Edwin James out there too, going against Brock. So if Brock don't play, it's pretty much that's it. To me, but Jacoby Myers, throw Ashton Genty out there one more time. Brock Bowers if he plays, but I got the Chargers. They just looked too good last week, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. Chargers, like I said, too. I agree with you 100%. Chargers in the over. Yeah, it should be a good week, man. Good week too. Some injuries have affected this, especially the Brock Bowers one for the week. That's the one to really monitor, and we're gonna see who's the pretenders and who's for real this week. We had some games last week that could have went either way and turned out one way or the other. We'll see if I think the Panthers are better because we both thought they're gonna have a better season and they should. They looked flat against Jacksonville, and Jacksonville looked flat. But we both said what it was that the delay could have played a lot of it, you know, into it. So anyway, we'll see. That's what we got. That's what we got. There you have it. I am Lonnie. He is Jake, and we'll catch you on the next one.